ladies and gentlemen, welcome this evening to Page High School, where tonight we have the Ravenwood Raptors coming in to take on the Page Patriots. Just had a wonderful ceremony here commemorating 9/11, where we honored some of the firefighters and the police officers and our military personnel here in Williamson County. And we just want to say also on behalf of WCTV, I want to say that thank you to all those out there who are serving our country in that respect. We're getting ready for some football. We're about ready to kick off here as Ravenwood has won the toss and will receive. Both of these teams coming in tonight on different tracks, Coach. Ravenwood coming off 2 tough losses, and last week's loss to Hillsborough had to be the toughest of them all, as their starting quarterback Williams went down in the into the first half, and they struggled in a 1-point loss at home to Hillsborough, so they're coming in here looking for identity. Page, on the other hand, 2-1 on the season. They're only lost to a very tough David Lipscomb team on the first game of the season, but they're coming up with big wins off Eagleville and Lewis County, 40-0 to Eagleville and 38-13 in Lewis County. We're ready to go. Here's the kickoff. And it's taken deep by the Raptors. We're going to run up the middle. And good coverage by the Page special teams to start the game off. So first of all, let's look at the starting lineups now. On offense for the Raptors, Alex Williams will bring him out in the quarterback, as he was injured. Earlier said he was injured last week, but back in the game this week. Tony Rowland will be in the backfield with him at running back. Carter and Delozer, Fitzpatrick, the 3 wideouts. Jordan, the tight end. Eric Powers and Ben Stansfield will be the tackles. James Cotton, the guard, along with Carson Birdsong and Michael Schmidt, the center. So first play of the game, Williams, he's going to hand it off and give it to Rowland. Rowland's not going to get much. In fact, it looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage to bring up second down. The Page Patriots on defense, coming out in a 4-3-4 with Phillips, Muntz, Herb, and Robertson on the defensive line. Mahasi, Custer, and Breckenridge as the linebackers, with Minnick, Herbert, Sheffield, and Capps in the secondary.
Well, Will, I think, Dylan Spade is going to be back there, quarterback, the freshman. Number 1 has replaced Williams so far.
Okay, Spade looking, he slips a couple of tackles, but then he is taken down hard.
We're going to see Spade right here look a little uncomfortable coming out of here in the gate, trying to find something to happen. Spade is going to be an athlete, but I tell you, Hunter Custer right there, the linebacker 44 for the Patriots, did a nice job. You know, Dylan Spade put in a situation, Will, where it's got to try to keep it simple. Coach Schumann's going to have to give him some more time if he wants him to be effective early on.
Well, I guess Coach Schumann was doing his Bill Belichick impersonation by giving us Williams as the starter. And 1 and 10, it's hard to tell sometimes. And look how Dylan Spade starting. His first pass, he's going to run for it, and he's going to get close, but he's brought down well short of the first down. Actually just gets back to the 30-yard line, going to bring up 4th and about 7. And a great 3-and-out here for the Page Patriots.
Well, they did exactly what Page wanted to do, and Coach Daniels did. Want to keep Spade in the pocket as much as possible. Spade not the throwing quarterback, the throwing person that the Patriots know, and they just want to keep him in the pocket and try to not flush him outside and make a big play on him, and the Patriots did just that.
Ryan Capps looks like it's back single to receive. High, booming kick. Very good. Call for the fair catch. He's going to make it at the 30-yard line. Very good punt by Keenan, looks like. Number 8 for the Raptors. Well, Page will come out on offense now. Let's look and go ahead and get you those Page offensive starters. Zach Freeman will bring him out at quarterback with Jordan Sheffield and Mahasi in at running backs. Capps, Minnick, Helms will be the wide receivers, and Herb, Shuldowski, Robertson, Leach, and Baldry will be the offensive line. Freeman will start shotgun formation, empty backfield. He'll keep it himself. He gets through the first rush. He's got open field and just tripped up, but not before he gets a first down, gain of 11. So let's look at the Raptor defense now. Jonathan Woodard Adam Townsend, Eric Shaw, and Michael Schmitz make up the defensive line. Withrow, Ebajor, and Coe, the linebackers. Cash, Brown, Stoner, and Bednar make up the cornerbacks.
Well, you gotta love Ryan Cabb stepping in and went with a little empty backfield right there, and actually you're going to see number 4, Zach Freeman, is actually the quarterback, so he went a little wildcat formation right there.
Zach Freeman lines up, throws it over here to the side. The pass is complete and brought down. Another gain, and number 9, Houston Bagsby with the catch. A gain of 12 and another first down.
Well, you see Tom Schumann right there, the first-year head coach, replacing Brian Rector, who's left for higher grounds up at Western Kentucky. And Coach Schumann has a great following over there at Ravenwood. And you'll see him a lot standing by himself, just kind of pondering things out. He says that's why I hire the young guys to jump up and down and create a lot of atmosphere.
This time the defense was bringing the house, and Freeman had to get off the quick pass, gets it over to Bagsby, but he is going to lose about 3 yards on the play, take the ball back to the 48-yard line. So a little loss of 2. It's the first time the Page Patriots have gone backwards, as Coach Jack Daniels has his offense working rather well to start this game.
Well, they're averaging about 34 points a game just in their first 3 contests, and with Zach Freeman back there at the helm, I mean, he's throwing the ball already 117 times this year, so look for him to put it up in the air.
This time the handoff to the running back. And that play doesn't go very far.
Well, you see Coach Daniels right there, Will. The guy that really opened up Ravenwood football for 2 years and decided to, as the athletic director, and then decided to move on over to Brentwood to kind of watch his son play his junior and senior year over there. He got roped in over there with Coach Crawford and decided to Coach Crawford needed him over there, and then once his son graduated, he found greener pastures over here at Page, and I think everybody's pleased with the results so far.
And so far, Page this year, they played real well. We talked about their first game, a tough Lipscomb team. They were with them pretty much the whole way, trading points back and forth. Lipscomb getting a couple of late touchdowns on a couple of turnovers, but Page was able to come back 2 weeks ago and just plaster Eagleville 40-0, and their offense seems to have been clicking on all cylinders. Then they were able to beat Lewis County last week 38-18, or 38-13. So Ravenwood can't afford to give up many points, as that's been one of their problems so far. They haven't been able to find their identity on offense yet. At last carry, Aaron Mahasi, he made the play, and he lost a couple more yards. So now 3rd and 14 from midfield. Freeman will take the snap. Here comes the corner blitz, and they get him. Great defense there off the ends, as Ravenwood, one of the things that they do well is they have great team speed.
Well, their 22 Tanner Withrow came off the corner blitz, as you said, Will, and didn't quite get the sack, but James Coe was there to fill it up, the linebacker, 33.
Well, after giving up a couple of big plays, the Ravenwood defense steps up, and on 3 straight losses now, we have 4th and 21, and so the Patriots are going to have to punt the ball away. We got 2 safeties back to receive. Carter and Fitzpatrick back to receive. That punt gets away. Deep trouble now. Let's see what happens right now, and he's down, and they're going to call him down. And a big, huge play there on defense, as Zach Freeman went back to punt, and the snap went over his head. It looked like for a minute he was going to rugby style it, but then he scrambled to try to get away and wasn't able to.
Well, if, Jack Daniels been known to kind of throw a wrench in the traditional playbook, and it possibly could have been a fake punt call, but who knows, but didn't get quite the snap off, and now Ravenwood's got a great opportunity here with the young quarterback. 29 yards from the, make that 34. Looked like 70, Ben Stansfield, the 6'7", 250 senior out there at right tackle. Just a little bit eager.
And he had changed sides. He had been the left tackle the last couple of weeks. And so they scooted him over to the other side and made way for Eric Powers to step in on the other side. So now 4 wide receivers. The handoff. And this is going nowhere.
Well, the thing that the Patriots got to, feel pretty good about is that without Alex Williams in there, Dylan Spate, not a guy that's, going to put the ball up a whole lot. Alex Williams, a very proficient passer, and now they could just load the box up right here with about 8 guys and go man-to-man outside and say, Tony Rowland, let's see if you can beat us.
Well, and that seems what he's doing. It looks like Coach Schumann is trying to spread the field out so they don't have as many in the box. But right now you're looking, you got 3 guys covering 4. And Spade fumbles the snap. He's able to pick it up and run away, but he's not able to get anywhere. And let's see what happens. They're going to call an incomplete pass.
Well, that is an interesting call. It looked like he was, again, the freshman still kind of trying to get his feet wet. And his scrambling ability, and actually, you got to give him credit for a little headsy play right there to get rid of the ball. And I thought if it was thrown behind the line of scrimmage like that, it's I don't know. You tell me.
There is no such thing as throwing the ball away. You have to have an intended receiver receiver in the area. There was one in. There was somebody. There was a white shirt over there. But that was really close on that replay. That knee looked down before he released it. So a big break for Ravenwood here. They throw Spade his first throw complete out to the sidelines, but this isn't going anywhere. It's not even going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So now the first big decision for Coach Schumann as he's going to face a 4th down and 11 right here at the 30-yard line.
Well, I think he's definitely Coach Schumann is going to definitely go for it here, and he's going to. The question is the play call. I mean, he could keep it simple, or he could let Spate, the quarterback, kind of throw it up there and see if he can get a lucky break.
Well, they're now getting up to the line. And this time you got 4 on our side in slide with an empty backfield. And here comes Page. He throws it out here into the flat. It's going to be caught, but the catch is going to be short, as the catch was made by Ryan Fitzpatrick. But the catch short of the chains, and Page will take over at the 22. Not a bad throw, a little bit high. Fitzpatrick really didn't have a chance.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for Page, they had about 6 deep that time. And, Spade, it looked like Coach Schumann decided, if I'm going to throw with him, Spade's going to have to roll out of the pocket a little bit.
And that's not a bad idea because it looks like Page has been able to get pressure into the backfield up to this point. Anytime that they've gone back, they have at least one blue jersey behind the offensive line giving Spate chase. So now Page will take back over. Freeman's going to go back to throw. He pump fakes, gets the defender in the air. Now he's rolling, running to the right, and he's got a little room in front of him. So he gets to the sideline and gets out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, but it'll gain about 5 yards.
Well, the key there, Will, is that Zach Freeman's a senior quarterback, and he showed a lot of maturity right there with keeping the ball up and trying to keep the defense off guard and continually to pump fake a little bit to try to figure out, hey, is he going to throw it? He's going to throw it. You see him keep the ball up. And that really froze the defense, and he picked up 8 yards.
Well, and one thing you teach those defensive linemen, don't leave your feet, because if you leave your feet, you can't tackle them. They'll fly right by him. So here's a pass over here into the flat that is dropped.
Well, there's a young man I've been waiting to see. It's Marquise Lockridge, 36, the leading rusher for the Patriots.
Lockridge did a little curl pattern out here to the side. And he had a ton of open field if he'd just made the catch. So now 3rd and 4, a 3rd and a long 4. And now a little confusion with the signals, it looks like, from the sideline. And they're finally set now, so Freeman's going to take the snap, quick pass, and it looks like, it's going to be enough for the first down now as Ryan Capps makes the catch, gets across the 30 and 35. And so Page picks up their third first down here on a big third down play.
Well, again, Zach Freeman, 74 for 117 this year for 524 yards and 5 touchdowns. So your passing game's averaging 175 yards a game. You know, your defense has got to get ready, and those quarterbacks are really going to be tested tonight for the Ravenwood Raptors.
So first down now, Page at the 38-yard line. Quick handoff. And slipping a couple of tackles again is Lockridge. And he's able to make some positive yardage across the 40 to the 42, bring up 2nd and 6.
Well, Ronnie Wright, 67 right there. Barely with the left arm brought down Lockridge, who's a strong runner.
Page quickly to the line. Freeman checks off with Lockridge. Lockridge kind of leaning there. They go ahead and flip it out to Caps. Caps makes a couple of guys miss, dives forward, gain of about 2, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 from the 45.
Talking about seeing the blitz, Will, I think Zach Freeman saw it was coming and shuffled it out there as fast as he could to Caps and made something out of nothing.
Well, it looks like Ravenwood's just going to keep bringing the blitzes tonight. They blitz pretty much almost on every play. They're making Freeman try to get rid of the ball quickly so that they can't come downfield. Here come the linebackers again. They get through, and they bring him down at about the 40, but we got flags all over the field, Coach.
Yeah. Patriots with a legal procedure. Will Coach Schumann probably wants to decline this and make it 4th down and bring out the punt team.
And he will. It looks like here as Page bring out the punt team. Legal motion. Remember on the last play I said Lockridge looked to be leaning at the snap, and I think that time he kind of shuffled his feet a little bit. And moving forward at the snap is going to get that illegal motion penalty every time. So Zach Freeman back in punt formation, standing at the 30.
Well, and Freeman averages about 33 yards a punt, so if he can get a good snap to him.
A little floater that time and almost blocked.
It. Well, it was tipped according to the ref.
And here we go. Good opportunity here for a run back. That's number 5, Preston Carter, on the return as he gets down to the 47-yard line. So once again, good field position for the Raptors so far. After that first punt, they've been able to win the field position game so far, but with 3:17 to go in the first quarter here, so far we haven't had any score.
Well, here comes the freshman Dylan Spade back out to lead the Raptors, and we'll see if he can get something positive going.
The freshman quarterback Dylan Spade in his first start for the Raptors. He'll send Fitzpatrick in motion. He's going to throw out that way. The catch is made. Excellent play design as man motion. Ryan Fitzpatrick able to make the catch. And a gain of about 7 on that play. Good looking play there, Coach.
Well, you gotta like it. They kept it simple right there. If you could have got some more blockers out front. Fitzpatrick, the sure-handed receiver of the Raptors, the leading receiver as well, and you know, between him and Tony Rowland, there's got to be somebody new that's got to step up tonight if the Raptors want to succeed.
Motion again. Spade's going to keep this time, and he's going to get wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. It looks like he's going to actually lose a couple of yards. So a big third down here coming up for the Raptors.
Jack Robertson did a nice job right there, 66, 6'3", 232 senior defensive lineman. Did Dylan Spade is a pretty crafty young man, and the Raptors, they continue to put themselves in a bad situation. It seems like they make a nice play, and then the next play is they lose yards. And
Well, here's an interesting third down. Page kind of showed blitz there for a second. Now they kind of back off, and the pass is deflected.
Oh, my God.
Caught by Spade. Catches his own pass. He's going to be close. Looks like by the head linesman, he's going to be about a half a yard short of the first down, but catch.
Yeah.
Throw it and catch it here,
Yeah.
Coach.
Pass completed to himself. And what a headsy play. Dylan Spate growing up really quickly tonight.
Well, here's a big play now. 4th and a half a yard. And so far, Page has been able to control the line of scrimmage on rushing plays. And Coach Schumann is going to go for it here from the shotgun formation. And got a whistle and a timeout is called by Page. That'll be their second timeout here in the first quarter. So with 1:05 to go in the first quarter, Page defense wants to reset. Think about this as we now have 4th and 1 for the Raptors.
Well, unfortunately, Willie, they had Matt Harb, number 50, had a cramp and was trying to run off the field. I think if we would have just, gone down on the field, it would have been okay. Instead of Page having to use a timeout, and Coach Daniels got to have something here. Rarely do you see Ravenwood go under center the quarterback, so if they go into shotgun, they're already 5 yards deep, which makes it a little more difficult when you only need a yard or so.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the only bad thing, really, about the shotgun. Shotgun gives the quarterback, if you have a high-powered offense, the chance to look downfield, get a better view. He's not backing up, but when you need these short yardage situations, it's nice to have that in the playbook where your quarterback can get under center and just push one of those guards across the marker. Here we go, 4th and 1. Roland's going to get it, and he's going to get the first down, slips a couple of tackles, crosses the 35. So first down for the Raptors here once again. Blown through line, actually hit by his own man and spins off.
Tony Rowland is a very tough customer. He's 5'8", 175, and that young man has been with the program as a freshman from day one, has been put back there, and he has got a lot of yards accumulated in that
Rowland
program.
Again going to get the carry here. He slips a couple of tackles. He's tripped up and finally falls forward, but keeps his feet long enough to get to the 25. So a big gain of 9 there on the play, bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, what this does, Will, is it takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback. If you can get Tony Rowland on track, then Dylan Spate doesn't have to do it with his arm.
Here's a handoff to Alec Johnson, the backup running back. He's able to fall forward and get, well, I said he was going to get the yard. This is going to be close. And they're going to let the clock run out. They actually backed it up. Looks like backed up the sticks just a little bit. So a little loss of 1 on the play. So a 3rd and 1 coming up. But well played first quarter defensively for the Raptors. Have put their team in good position now at the 25-yard line, 3rd and 1. But your score after 1, just as we started, 0-0.
Well, you go through the season, Will, already in the 3 games Page has played. They've only scored 7 points in the first quarter in 3 of those games and have only given up 6 points. So that'll be the continual stats for Game 4. It seems like when they come out of halftime is when Page seems to wake up, scoring 38 points. Also, another thing right here, Will, is if they don't, for some reason they don't convert, Ravenwood has a questionable kicking game. And you think this is definitely a 2-down situation right here at 4th and 1 for Ravenwood.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt about it. Coach Schumann is, so far, he's only punted once. It was a boomer. It was a good punt that flipped field position. But he's had, the team twice has been down in Page territory. Twice has failed to convert on the 4th down. So now 3rd and 1. After a quick break, Roland's back in. And he's going to get the ball, and he's going to make a couple of moves. And I don't know, Coach. This is going to be close again. Let's see what the officials, where they mark it. They're going to give him the first down. So a big play, Tony Rowland gets the yard he needed for the first down. So now 1st and 10 from, looks like just inside the 24-yard line. So double tight end set. Spade's going to keep it this time. He's going to roll to the outside and use his speed to get to the sidelines after a gain of, looks like about 14, maybe 15 on the play. And once again, there's that speed that Spade has. The reason this freshman's in there is he was able to sprint to the sidelines and get a first down, and it's going to be 1st and 10 just inside the 11.
Oh, with those plays like that, Coach Schumann's got to be excited about the future.
Well, in that time they bunched it up inside, and the Patriot defense kind of sucked in looking for Rowland. Speaking of Rowland, here he is on the carry. He's going to get about 4, maybe 5.
Well, the one thing the Patriots have got to do is get Ravenwood's offense off the field. Of course, the Page, not very deep, still a 3A school. Don't have quite the numbers that Ravenwood in the 6A school has, and so a lot of those guys going both ways, and the longer the drive goes, the longer that defensive line goes, it's going to be a little tiring for those guys.
Just starting the second quarter here. Got 2nd and 6, or 2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line. Here's the handoff to Rowland. This time he doesn't get much at all. Drug down from behind. I don't think he gained anything. So it's going to bring up now 3rd and 6, or 3rd and 5 from the 6. I said 3rd and 5. It's 3rd and goal. The chains are down. I thought he was short of the 10-yard line, so it is 3rd and goal. Ravenwood taking a lot of time getting this play call in, Coach.
Well, that back judge is yet to move his arm, so there he goes.
And we got a flag for something. Yeah, we'll see what this is. It was thrown by the head linesman. So let's see what the call is. Sideline warning. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to call that when the ball's on the 5, and the referee really needs to be just kind of paying attention to the game and we'll stop worrying what's going on 25 yards back from the field. It's pretty ticky-tack.
So vacant backfield. Spade's going to keep it himself, and the Page defense able to penetrate through the line, and 3 blue shirts grab him and bring him down to 6. So now another big decision, Coach. 4th and goal from the 6. Not a sure bet to get inside.
The key to the whole thing is this, Will. When you got a 4th down right here and you got no passing game, it's very hard to open up your playbook.
Yeah.
And so with the runs, I mean, it's got to be about 8 or 9 straight runs right here. And, of course, now Schumann's going to call a timeout for the Raptors and kind of figure it out. And, the coaches over there on the Ravenwood sideline are telling, hey, Coach, let's go for it. We got something.
Right now, as you said, kicking game kind of suspect for Ravenwood. So they're having to decide to go for it. Looks like they're going to go for it here. So they're digging deep in the playbook, see what they can come up. They are 5 yards away from the end zone, and this is the closest we've had to any score. And, you got to think, if you miss this, Coach, maybe if you come a couple of yards short, so far your defense has been able to get into the backfield against the Page offense, so maybe you're looking to get your defense to score here, even if your offense doesn't make it. Right now, Coach Daniels having to coach up his kids. As they're getting ready here to go. Long time out here. A little bit longer than usual, it looks like.
Coach Daniels, probably not as heavily involved in the defense. He loves offense, and he's a innovator, creator, and a lot of things that he has put out there that a lot of teams in the county are doing.
And it's not a lot we get to mention assistant coaches on the page roster. We got Richard Herzog listed as the defensive coordinator. I'm sure he takes care of most of those defensive duties. Well, here we go. Got them lined up, ready to go now. 4th down and goal to go. As Spade, this time he's going to roll out to the side, look toward the end zone. In the back of the end zone, he has a man wide open. And it will be a touchdown pass to Fitzpatrick. And the Raptors are on the board, 6-0.
Well, Ron Fitzpatrick has been also a mainstay in the Ravenwood program, a senior, 6', 170, and he just kind of found the back of the end zone. You got to like Dylan Spade again, rolling out of the pocket, keeping out of trouble.
Mike Giangreco on for the extra point, and his extra point is good.
Well, Giangreco, the kicker right there, 98. Not your prototypical kicking number. From what we've gathered early on, kind of like a first day on the job today, as the kicker kind of came out a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, does this jersey fit you?" And there you go.
Well, the big freshman kicks it away, and so with 9:14 to go in the first half, the visitors from Ravenwood get on the board first and lead 7-0.
Well, you gotta, if you're a Raptors fan, you gotta appreciate that, because they've had some difficulty, trouble scoring wise. At 20 points against Goodpasture and only 13 against Hillsborough. But you saw Spate right there, comfortable rolling out of the pocket. You saw 43 right there. Adam Townsend thought the pass was intended to him. Little did he know the reliable senior Ron Fitzpatrick was right there behind him.
Well, they had two guys flooded on that side. One route went short in the front of the end zone. One route went in the back, and Fitzpatrick there to bring it down. It's a great play call there by Coach Schumann. Good use of the timeout to design one up. And so now Page with Ryan Capps back to receive, number 8.
Well, I think it's Marshall Keenan, the kicker.
Marshall Keenan will do the long kicking duties for the Raptors. There's the whistle. So he pops it up. It's going to be short of the goal line. Cap's going to take it at about the 8-yard line. He runs toward the center. He's going to run out of the room very quickly. He doesn't get to the 20, gets it back to the 19, and that's where the Patriots will take over, 1st and 10. Well, right now, Coach Schumann's got to feel pretty good about his offense. That was a pretty well-sustained drive for him, as they were able to take the ball downfield. The running game looked pretty good on that last drive, so now he's got to rely on his defense to keep the pressure on the Patriots now. Now the Patriots are going to spread the field. Freeman in an empty backfield. Here comes the blitz from the sides. He's going to float one out, and no one really there to catch it. It looks like Mahasi was the closest to the play, but it looks like he was held up on blocking for the blitz.
Well, I think you're exactly right, Will. It was going to be a little screen to Mahasi, and the timing was disrupted. I guess you know Ravenwood has always been known to bring the blitzes from any side, any direction, and it's very difficult for a quarterback to pick those blitzes up.
Freeman once again throwing, quick pass out to the wide receiver, and that's caught by number 16, Cole Minnick. And he's only going to get 2 or 3. And right now the blitz is keeping Page off guard, as they're having to throw really short passes, and they're not getting much yards after the catch.
Well, unfortunately, Freeman, he doesn't have time to get the ball down the field and throw it, so they're going to have to continually throw the short passes to see if they can break one here.
So now 3rd down and about 8. So now they bunch up the formation a little bit more. Freeman going back. Here comes the blitz again. This time they get to him. The ball's free. It's going to be picked up by a Raptor offensive lineman, and there's the score. '82, Jonathan Woodard there, Johnny on the spot, picks up the ball and takes it all the way in for the score. And a huge play there now puts Ravenwood up by 2 scores.
Well, very disheartening. Again, Ravenwood pretty much bought the house on that play, the kitchen sink, the refrigerator, the washer and dryer, whatever you want to say. They brought it, and there was no time for Zach Freeman to step back there and throw.
This time, Gian Greco not able to convert the extra point, but with 8:10 to go, the Raptors now lead it 13-0. And the pressure is just too much right now for the Patriots.
Well, Tanner Withrow was right there, and you see Jonathan Woodard, he's like, I can't believe that just happened. So Page has really got to recoup right here. It may be the second quarter with 8:10 left until halftime, Will, but that point after attempt, as I've seen many, many years, can come back and haunt you. That missed PAT.
It could, but right now the Patriots are going to have to find an answer on the offensive line. That's right now where they're getting beat, and that offensive line is going to have to step up and give Freeman some more time to make a decision, get some guys a chance to get downfield.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see number 36 Marquise Lockridge to get more involved in the offense. I'm not quite sure what the story is there, but
so here's the kick. It's an onside kick. It's going to go the 10 yards. And I think Ravenwood was able to come up with it. And I guess the question now, the line judge and the head linesman are going to have to talk about, did somebody touch the ball before it went 10 yards?
Well, by the way, Page defense is coming out on the field. They know the answer, and the offense for Ravenwood's on the field.
And there's the answer to the question. First down for the Raptors. So right now, Coach Schumann taking a chance. He's got big confidence in his defense to go ahead and do the onside kick here. And a great play by them. They kind of blocked out the Page players and were able to let it roll and able to jump on it. So now the offense back out. That defense back out for Page has got to be getting tired here, Coach. It's Spate now. He's going to roll out to his right, being chased. And he's clipped from behind, but he's able to keep his feet. He's going to head to the sidelines, and he's going to get out at the 45. And Spate's going to gain about 5, maybe 6 yards across the 45 to the 44.
Well, Dylan Spate probably thought he was going to go to the sidelines after that touchdown and take a break. Now he's back out there, and he looks a little winded out there.
And he went down kind of awkward there on the sidelines after the play. No flag thrown. So now 2nd and 4 from the 44. Spade snaps low, picks it up, gives it the roll, and he's got a huge hole on the left side. There's a big reason why he has a huge hole. There's flags all over the field as both the head linesman and the referee throw the flags. This is going to come back.
That's if you can't make a play off a turnover, that flag is always your friend. And for the Patriots, it just seemed like Ravenwood had been running downhill for the last couple of series,
and you know it's pretty obvious when 2 officials throw those flags. They're on the sideline. So a huge holding penalty now is going to back up the Raptors. And what was a first down on a big gain by Rowland is negated and brought back to now 2nd and 17 as the penalty goes from the spot of the hold. So flip the field now. It's 2nd and 17 from the 43 as the Raptors are backed up across midfield. Spade once again, he's going to look to pass, roll out to the side, throws the short ball. A couple of Page players made to miss, now going the wrong way.
Andrew Crash, the recipient of that pass, and junior trying to make something happen, ended up losing a couple of yards on that play. So
it's a loss of 3 in the penalty now, hurting big time as we're coming down close to halfway here in the second quarter. Just under 7 minutes to go. As the crowd here on the Page side chanting defense, the give is off the roll, and he's got a lot of room on the side, but once again, the flag is thrown, and it looked like one of the offensive linemen had a Page linebacker in a bear hug. And the gain is across the 40, the midfield to the 49. So here's an interesting decision for Coach Jack Daniels. But with the hole being 10 yards, I don't think it's going to be much of a decision as he's pointing, take him back.
Well, it's very unfortunate for Ravenwood, Will, because they had the momentum. They got the turnover on the onside kick, and yet they continue right here and keep moving backwards and not converting on that opportunity. Normally you'd see something after a big turnover, a big play like that you take a shot down the field.
And so now, Coach, 3rd and a country mile. 3rd and 29 from the 31. So
quarterback draw.
That's right, quarterback draw or handoff. Spate's going to go back and look downfield. He gets a good block. He's going to heave this probably about as far as he can. And the Page player goes up and makes the interception.
Wow.
At the 40-yard line.
Well, Ryan Capps, holy mackerel. He looked like a big-time DB right there.
It looked like a power forward going up for the rebound right there.
Not only that, loses his shoe. Well, somebody lost his shoe over there. Is anybody going to pick it up?
I don't know.
Somebody did. Oh.
But Ryan Capps with a great defensive play right there.
Well, Coach Schumann may have thought, going downfield, take the shot. It gets intercepted. It's just as good as a punt, maybe.
Capps not able to make much of a return. So now, once again, the Patriot defense to give this time to Lockridge, and he's met in the backfield as that whole defensive line from the Raptors continue to push back the offensive line of the Patriots.
Well, Coach Daniels tried to catch him off guard with a little draw play because they've been having to throw it quick and try to catch the blitz off guard, but did not quite work. And
Eric Shaw that time able to get some big-time penetration in the backfield. Here they come, a host of Raptors again. And a huge loss this time on the sack.
Well, there's the touchdown maker, Jonathan Woodard, with a big sack. He's going to call it a night. I would just say I'm done, Coach. I got a sack for about 10 yards. I got a touchdown. I'm going to the house, and I'll meet you guys back in Brentwood.
Well, 3rd and 26 now for the Patriots.
There's a country mile as well.
Another one. As both teams continue to go backwards. Raptors on penalties. And Page on sacks. Freeman this time, very little time to get rid of it again, but this time he gets the pass out to the flat, but only about a 4-yard gain. As once again, the Raptors keep bringing the house and saying, we can take you one-on-one outside.
Well, the thing I'm trying to understand, Will, is that, can you change the snap count a little bit? Because it seems like Ravenwood is just timing it out as perfect as you can. And those linebackers, if you can catch them off and make them think a little bit, change that snap count. But again, we're 300 feet away. We really can't hear what's going on.
Zach Freeman again on the kick. It's a really good kick as he backs him up past the 35. A little dance in there for Preston Carter as he finally goes down with a return of about 10 yards. And so with around 4 minutes to go here, the Raptors are going to take over. And they're going to take over on their own 44-yard line. It's 4:04 here to go in the first half. And the Raptors in position now, Coach. They've got plenty of time, even with the running game, to get down and get another score here before the half.
Well, exactly, and Coach Schumann's got to be pleased with his offensive line effort. Probably not the last two plays where they had the holding call on them, but
once again, a great Raptor crowd over on the other side. A lot of people made the trip down from Brentwood. A pretty good representation of the student body out there. Here's a little flea flickers.
Oh,
a little reverse pitch. Patrick had it, and he is tripped up. Somebody stayed home.
Well, Alec Breckenridge, the 5'8", they had a great call right here. He was one block away. Breckenridge made him cut him back inside and made a nice tackle. If Fitzpatrick could have gone outside, that could have been for a big-time play.
Well, I think inside was the play. It looked like the blocker released just a little bit early. Rolling this time. He's dancing a little bit. He's going to bust it out here to the outside, across the 40, across the 30. One man to beat, and he doesn't beat him as the safety's able to bring him down, but huge gain down to the 12-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raptors. It's Tony Rowland showing his speed and his ability to make some good cuts there to get to the outside.
Again, Tony Rowland's one of these track guys, and he is very quick.
Well, right now the Raptors, if they can get outside of the tackles, they've been able to make something happen in the open field. 3 wide receivers to the top. Spate's going to take the snap in backfield, hands it off to Alec Johnson, and Johnson is able to gain a couple. Looks like he gets about 4 across the 8-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and 6.
Well, the one thing this running game does well is it calms Dylan Spate down, the quarterback. It makes him relax a little more, I think. Builds his confidence up. Now he doesn't have to try to make as many plays on offense. He's just getting in the flow of the game now.
Well, the flow of the game really coming to the Raptors. A little bobbled snap there. Spate fakes a pitch up to Rollins. He goes to the outside, and he's able to throw it, but there's a flag down on the play. Let's see what this flag is for.
Well, it's got to be grounding because there was nobody going out for a pass.
Intentional grounding is the call against the Raptors. So the freshman makes a freshman mistake right there, Coach.
Yeah, I know. I should have never said anything. I got his confidence too high. You know, it's just that slight mishap, fumble of the snap a little. Couldn't get the play off and did the right thing. Fortunately, didn't realize that there were no eligible receivers out there on the right side.
Intentional grounding will be a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, a loss of down, and so now 2nd and 7 is going to turn into 3rd, and it looks like about 21, 22 yards. 3rd down, 21 from the 23-yard line. So now Spades in shotgun formation. 2 receivers, double tight end set. He's going to hand off to Rowland, and he's just going to slip and fall there at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to bring up 4th down now. And 4th down basically in the end zone, Coach. You know, the 2 yards before the end zone really don't mean much. So now another big call here for Coach Schumann as he's got to figure out what's going to get me into the end zone from here.
Well, I'm sure if I was Coach Schumann, I'd just go ahead and throw it up to the end zone and see if he can get Fitzpatrick or one of the receivers to jump up and catch it.
Well, he brings the 2 tight ends off and brings 2 more receivers on. It looks like he's going to load up the left side as he's got 3 wide receivers down there. Let's see what Coach Daniels does. And we're going to get, first of all, a timeout by the Raptors. So time winding down here in the first half. And Coach, this is a big play for Page. They've got to keep him out. And then the question then becomes from Page, do they have enough time to try to move the ball downfield as we got 1:40 left to go here in the first half?
Well, you got to believe that Jack Daniels has got something up his sleeve, no matter how far he's got to go. But one thing you gotta statistically on paper, Page comes out of the gate in the second half very strong. So there's going to be a lot of adjustments at halftime, and that's Coach Daniel's trait. But there you go. You see Schumann Soldiers right there. He has got a big-time following over there with the students. The kids love him, and he's one of the old players coach, and gets those young coaches over there to rah-rah him up a little bit. And, of course, Jack Daniels, he's been around the block as well, and it's got a lot of success.
Well, one of the biggest adjustments I believe Coach Daniels has got to do is he's got to find a way to get his quarterback on the move and get to the outside of the blitzes, because they're just pounding them up the middle right now. All right, 4th down and basically goal to go. Spade, he's going to roll out, throw it as far as he can into the corner, and he finds Ryan Capps, and that's going to be a touchback on the catch in the end zone. So now 1:31 left to go in the first half. The Page offense is going to start from the 20-yard line after the touchback. And like I said, Coach, he just threw it as far as he could just to see what happens. And what happened was his second interception of the game.
Well, the funny thing is that I would have thought that all three would have gone toward the end zone to get just maybe if he got a tip or something, maybe he got a lucky break, but it was just Fitzpatrick out there, and the other two cut their routes off a little short. But I don't ever see Jack Daniels taking the knee right here and going to the house. I think he's going to try to make something happen.
Well, and it's interesting, the Raptor defense seems to have backed off just a little bit, as here's the handoff on the pitch to Lockridge. Lockridge is just able to get back to the line of scrimmage as the Raptors the linebackers backed up off the line of scrimmage. And we're about 5 yards deep.
More of a prevent right there, I guess. For Ravenwood, for other teams it'd be a regular base set, but you call that a prevent for Ravenwood. But Theo Ebajor, 53, the linebacker, did a nice play.
So Freeman looks over the sideline again. He gets the call, give off to Lockridge again, and he's tripped up and hit a couple of times, but still doesn't gain much, only a gain of 4. As this clock is running down, 45 seconds to go here in the first half. Page does not seem to be in a hurry, and I guess Coach Schumann's going to wait, and if the Patriots don't get a first down, you might see him use his last time out here to make them punt.
Sure.
So Freeman calls the play in the backfield, stands off to Lockridge again. Lockridge dancing, he's going to get to the outside, got a couple of blocks out there, and it looks like he's going to be brought down just short. A good gain there, good run by Lockridge as he's dropped, and it'll be about 4th and 1, and it looks like both teams are going to let the clock run out here as no one's going to use their last time out. So, Coach, an interesting first half. Page looked good on offense to start with, but the Raptors started bringing the house and able to make a couple of plays on defense, especially the big play, the defensive touchdown. And so at this point at halftime, let's see which teams make the adjustments. The Ravenwood Raptors at this point are ahead 13-0 over the home Page Patriots. We'll be right back with the second half after Pets of the Week. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of tonight's game. To remind you of our score at halftime, the Ravenwood Raptors up 13-0. And the Page Patriots are set to get the ball to begin the second half. But right now, let's go over to Coach Brees as thanks to our good friends here at Page High School, we got a few stats for the game.
Well, unofficially, really unofficially, but we're going to check it out at Page really struggling with the rushing game at a -9 yards for the night. And I would say that Ravenwood has about 53 unofficially on the night rushing, but really, not a lot of offense going on here. It was the touchdown pass to the back of the end zone of Ryan Fitzpatrick that got Ravenwood on the score. Came back and got the Jonathan Woodard fumble recovery for 11 yards for a touchdown, and a missed PAT makes it 13 for Ravenwood. Fortunately for Page, they're going to get the ball in the second half, try to get this offense going, Will.
Well, we got Capps and Lockridge back deep to receive, and let's see if they can make something happen on the kicking game. Of course, the last time that Ravenwood kicked off, they did a nice onside kick and we're able to, the ball just go 10 yards, and they were able to recover. So here we go to start, and this is more of a dribbler. It's going to be picked up by another man. Well, it's fumbled, and he falls on it at the 38-yard line. So a short kickoff, which is going to give Page some field. So let's see, Coach, if Coach Daniels was able to make some adjustments here at halftime, because so far in this game, the Ravenwood defense has had their way with the blitzes.
Well, you're exactly right, and it's just not one single blitz. It's bringing the house, and they're going to have to adjust some way, somehow, and Coach Schumann's done a nice job with the defensive game plan tonight.
Here once again, and here come the corner linebackers again, and nobody's there to pick them up, Coach, and they're just running free back into the backfield, and Zach Freeman has barely a second to even think about what he wants to do with the ball.
Poor Zach Freeman. Is a Tanner Withrow right there, number 22, came from the corner, as you talked about. And, you know, if Jack Daniels can somehow get Zach Freeman out on the edge a little bit, roll him out a little bit, give him some time, you know, also maybe throw some screens or some maybe some draw plays in there to kind of slow that blitz down.
Well, the blitzes are coming from the corners. At some point, you got to think that
there's a screen pass.
The screen pass is looking. Lockridge now, he's got some room to roam, and he's able to get it out. And that kind of looks like what they were looking for on the first play. It just was covered well. This time, Lockridge is able to gain about 10 yards and going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Maybe 3rd and 7 here. Well, right now, you know, the Page Patriots have had this potent offense, and as you said, looking at the stat line, it looks like they make really good adjustments, as a majority of their points have been scored in the second half throughout this year. Zach Freeman once again back in the shotgun. This time they screen pass again, but Lockridge not able to handle it, and it looks like that's could possibly be Coach Daniels' answer to the blitz, as he's going to try to do some more screens, let those linemen get in the backfield, and hope that Freeman can just lob it over the top and maybe get some blockers out in front of Lockridge.
Well, he had a lot of blockers out there. If he could just have reeled that pass in, you see the big guys out front, and unfortunately incomplete pass, and not quite the start Coach Daniels needed with the 3 and out right here, but you got Zach Freeman as your punter. You never know.
This might be one chance that he has some time to think about who he's going to pass it to. So Freeman bobbles the snap. He is going to pass, and this time he's going to be brought down. Well, maybe not. They're not calling him down. He was able to get the pass off, but still not going to get the 1st down. As on the reception was Alec Breckenridge, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, so a fake punt there goes awry. It's a bad snap. It just snowballs from there, Coach.
Wow. No, so much for conventional play. You've seen it all tonight. 2 errant missed fake punt opportunities, blitzes from everywhere, a fumble return for a touchdown, 2 interceptions.
And now down 13. This was the worst-case scenario you could think for Page right now. 3 and out. Fake punt doesn't work, and now you've given the Raptors a short field. 37-yard line is where they'll start. Spade, he's going to go back. Looking, finally throws, finds a man. It's a catch, and it's going to be...
Looks like Adam Townsend, 43. Yeah, just came out of the flats right there. Out of the tight end spot, released. Everybody was keen on Tony Rowland. And again, a nice job by Coach Schumann to get Spate out of the pocket and giving him that extra time. And a nice pitch and catch.
The gain of 13. So Spate looking comfortable in there now. Tony Rowland gets the carry. He's not going to get much as he gets into the middle of that line. The Patriots just collapse on him. And he gains maybe a couple of yards, bring up 2nd and 8.
Rowland had about 31 yards in the first half. Finally got on track late in the second quarter. One big run with 41 yards. And he exudes a little confidence here early in the second half.
So here we go, second down. Spade again gives it off to Rowland. He spins in the middle, and he's going to be close, and it looks like he's going to get enough as he's down to the 15-yard line. That's going to be enough to move the chains, and the Raptors pick up another first down. So here we go, 1st and 10. Raptors on the move here to start the second quarter. Spade hands it off again to Rowland. Rowland this time busting through off the left tackle. Finds a hole, gets across the 10 down to the 8. And, Coach, right now the Raptors looking good here in business to start this second half.
Yeah, Tony Rowland's got to give credit to that offensive line, doing a nice job. Giving him just enough space. And Tony Rowland, just the workhorse of this team.
Now Spade hands off again to Rowland. Rowland's going to bounce it out to the outside, and he slips a couple of tackles, but finally brought down by the corner. But it's going to be enough to get a first down, Coach, and so now from, looks like they're going to spot around the 3. We're going to get 1st and goal for the Raptors here. And it looks like they're in business, and right now the Page just doesn't have an answer for this running game. Spade takes the snap, hands it off to Rowland. He goes up the middle, and he's able to cross the goal line. Another touchdown for the Raptors, and they've busted this game open now. Just a little over 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and your score is now 19-0.
Well, Tony Rowland right there he was the main guy on that drive right there with about 8 plays on that drive. He carried for about 7 of them, and
Greg, I think the point after was tipped, but it got through the uprights, and the kick is good. So with 8:02 to go in the third quarter, your score, the Raptors 20 and the Page Patriots nothing. And it's a little shenanigans here on the side as you see the Raptor flag, boys. As they were running down through here, trying to run through the cheerleaders. A couple of them got tripped up as they were making their way around the track. But right now, Coach Daniels has got to regroup his Patriots. As they've got the offense to make a comeback here, but they're going to have to find a way to get some of those screen passes working, Coach, so that they can move the ball downfield.
well, you know, you talk about 2 different teams coming in this game, Will. Ravenwood really reeling, struggling on offense, losing their seasoned quarterback. Lost 2 games which they were in, could have won. Page doing a nice job against perennial power. Lipscomb stayed with it and then came out with 2 decisive victories. A lot of confidence on the Page sideline tonight, and Ravenwood hoping for something good. And we've got the flip-flop of it.
And Caps with the return. And let's see what we're going to have. The ball looked to come loose, but it looks like they're going to call him down at the 20.
Well, they got a fumble.
Oh, no, it is a fumble, and the Raptors have recovered. I guess the recovering player had his knee on the ground, Coach, and this is huge right now.
Well, you saw it. He looked like he did pull it out, and everybody's just kind of standing around. And Matt Kundert, the linebacker on special teams right there, does a nice job picking the ball up. And, you know, Ryan Katz has been one of the few bright spots on the Page team, and with 2 interceptions on the night, but just couldn't hang on to that kickoff return.
Well, now the Page defense has to step up, and they do with a great play there as Rolling on the carry is not going to get anything as he falls to the line of scrimmage, tripped up in the backfield.
Yeah, well, Alec Breckenridge, the junior linebacker, did a nice job. He finally came in with a little stunt they kind of just, instead of just sitting back in their normal base package, they brought Breckenridge up, and he made a nice play, puts Ravenwood in a more, passing situation, but we all know that 23 is going to be carrying the ball.
Well, 23 or 1 right now has been making things happen. Spade's going to keep it this time. He's in trouble. He's going to float it and just overthrows his receiver, and intended for Drew Hawkins out there, and he just overthrows him, and the Page player had a shot there. It looked like to intercept the ball, but the incomplete pass is going to make it 3rd and 10 now, Coach.
Well, you're very surprised that Schumann decided to kind of put the ball in the air right there. They've been having success running the ball. And if they can tack any points here, it makes the Page comeback even more difficult.
I think Schumann may figure right now he's got 2 downs to make the 10 yards. So, second down might have been the time to catch him off guard to get a pass downfield. So, it's Patrick in motion. Spade going to catch. He's going to fling it out there to Fitzpatrick. A couple of blockers. He's not going to get away, though, as the free safety comes up, makes a great play. The pass complete, but for only a minimal gain. And so now 4th down for the Raptors coming up.
Well, 4th and 11. Again, look for a situation where they decide to take it to the end zone. Or maybe even a trick play at this time can be even kind of a.
Here they come. They're going to hustle to the line. So 4th down and 11 for the Raptors. Hand off to Rellin, and he fakes the pitch. Back to Fitzpatrick. A couple of guys to beat. He steps out of bounds at the 14, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down. So a turnover on downs as the Page defense steps up, gets a 4 and out. And so now the Page offense will take over. So the only problem is they lost a couple minutes off the clock, Coach, and lost about 6 yards on the turnover.
Well, something positive has got to take place for the Page offense right here. They've really been struggling, since that first drive where they got a little momentum going, and then Ravenwood has decided to start putting some blitz packages together, and have really thrown Freeman off offensively.
Freeman pitches back to Lockridge. He gets tripped up a little bit in the backfield, able to keep his feet, but he's not going to get much as he's going to be brought down a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage.
Well, Lockridge with 7 carries for about 14 yards tonight on the 2 yards per carry average. He's averaged about 185 yards a game.
Right now the speed of this Raptor defense is just taking control of the game. There's a big hand coming in and knocking that pass down.
Jonathan Woodard again, number 82. Just when you thought he couldn't do anything else, the only thing better he could have done is tipped it up to himself, returned it for a touchdown.
Well, he already has one of those tonight, so you never know. That's something he could very well do. And Page still struggling to find the answer here. There was a screen pass as they tried to get it to the outside. So 3rd down and about 9 now to go for the Patriots. Freeman's going to take the snap, and a quick pitch is not going to get much, as once again the speed of the Raptor defense able to go out and make the play. Caps with the reception, but a gain of only about 3 yards, and punt formation once again for the Patriots.
Well, you got to give Schumann credit because he's telling his defensive backs, hey, we're going to put you out there on an island one-on-one. You've got to make the plays, and they're doing exactly that. And, Page has got to get their receivers, got to get those blocks downfield to kind of spring those screen passes, those quick, hitch passes, out there to get more than just 1 or 2 yards each time.
And the one thing you can say for Ravenwood, their defense has been solid all year in the first 2 games. The offense had been the problem. There's a booming kick by Freeman and taken deep, and good coverage on the play also. So the Page is able to get a good 40 yards on the punt. Mahasi makes the tackle, and Ravenwood's going to take over at about the 30 or the 42-yard line, excuse me.
Well, the one thing you got to give credit to Coach Schumann for is that, you know, he realized, listen, hey, this is going to be a long season. Don't take a chance with Alex Williams, you know, with that hit he took. He hyperextended his knee in the last game against Hillsborough. Let's let the young guy go in, get his feet wet, and Dylan Spades has definitely answered the call.
So far, Spade's going to keep it this time, fakes the handoff inside to Johnson. He breaks a couple of tackles and is finally brought down. A gain of 5 on the play, bring up 2nd and 5.
Well, you know, and another thing about scheduling, you got to give Coach Daniels and Ravenwood, both Page and Ravenwood, credit for just arranging this game. You know, again, it's a non-region contest, doesn't really count toward anything, but it's just a good rivalry to have in a.
And there's a great play. Alex Johnson not able to get outside.
Well, and that's the difference between Tony Rowland and Alex Johnson. Just, hey, you don't want to. Tony Rowland's just a seasoned veteran, but you know what? It always helps to run if you got a little blocking up front.
Now 3rd and 12. We'll see what Coach Schumann pulls out of the playbook here. And like you said, you got to give Ravenwood credit for scheduling this game, as they very well probably could have gone somewhere else, and Page also for you know, wanting to play the big boys in the county. And this time the handoff up the middle doesn't get much, but wait, we have a flag on the play. As Rowland was able to get a couple of, maybe a yard, but we'll see what the penalty's about. And it looks like it might be against, Ravenwood, but big discussion going on now with the officials. And it may be the bottom receiver. I did notice, Coach, he was backing up.
Yeah.
But if he's going back and nobody else is moving, then yeah, that's a legal maneuver. And I think they're going to say somebody else was moving at the same time, so that meant 2 men moving, which had been an illegal shift. So, but the penalty is declined. And so now, 4th and 12, and I think now we're going to see Ravenwood punt. Marshall Keenan to end a punt. Caps back to receive. There's an end-over-end kick. Caps is going to wave his hand for the fair catch. He drops it, but he's able to pounce right back on it. And so now, 21-yard lines where they will spot the ball. So the Page Patriots will start this offensive series deep in their own territory.
Well, we continually have to say every time Page gets the ball, they need to do something positive. They need to do something positive. You know, Marquise Lockridge, you know, Houston Bagsby, the leading receiver this year, is number 9 out there. Just hasn't made any, haven't had the chance to make any plays.
Yeah, they haven't had time to run their routes.
There goes Bagsby. Oh, nope. No.
But that is the greatest amount of time that Freeman has had all night to stand back there and have a chance to look downfield. And he was almost, looks like he was surprised by how much time he had, and he threw the ball a little bit early. He could have held on to that maybe for another half second.
Well, he tried to go to Ryan Caps right there in the seam, and you know, looking at Freeman's numbers, it's 9 of 13, pretty efficient, only 40 yards though. So you see, once the catch is made, they're not going very far.
It's still a lot of those short screen passes that are being or quick hits. They're being caught. There's another one, and this time I think it's Bagsby with the catch. And Ryan Caps, on the catch. And Caps this time gets a good gain of about 8 yards. So a 3rd and manageable coming up here, Coach.
Well, that's the first time we've said that in a while. And Ravenwood's kind of gone to, well, just as I say that.
Here they come, and Lockridge with the handoff and no blocking up front as it was 5-on-8 and the 8-1.
Yeah.
As they got in there, Lockridge loses about 4 yards, and so now 4th down once again, and Zach Freeman's doing a lot more, it seems like, with his leg than he is with his arm right now. The punter also for the Patriots. So Ryan Fitzpatrick and Preston Carter back to receive as the deep safeties. Freeman once again set to punt. Low snap. He picks it up off the ground, gets a line drive kick away, goes over the heads, and Carter lets it roll, and then he picks it up, and now the pursuit is on, and Carter able to get away from a couple of tackles, but the last man there is able to bring him down at the 28-yard line. So the line drive kick actually works out as he's able to kick it over the heads of the safeties.
Well, like you said, the best offense for Page has been the punt, and it's become their friend. And Page has got to make a play defensively, create a turnover or something like that. Tony Rowland's already carried the ball 18 times for almost 100 yards tonight.
So now 1:18 to go here in the third quarter. Ravenwood once again with the ball. And there's the snap. Spade going to hand it off to Rowland, and this time grabbed by the shoulder pads and pulled down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Oh, Cole Phillips. Looks like number 70 right there just said, hey, where are you going? Slowed him up and puts him in a 2nd and 10.
So except for that first series, Page defense has looked pretty good here in the second half of the third quarter. They've been able to stop the inside run, but you got to think at some point Ravenwood's going to hit the outside again. Rolling again, he's going to take it up inside, and there's nothing there once again. So another run up the middle. This one may have actually lost a yard. And so now we're going to have 3rd down as time's running down here in the third quarter. And right now, if they don't want to, they don't have to snap it, as the referee put the ball in play with less than 25 seconds to go. So I have a feeling Coach Schumann's going to tell him just hold it up. And that's exactly what he's going to do as clock is running down here. So third quarter, Coach, still belongs to the Raptors as they're able to put another touchdown on the board, put 7 points. The Patriots still not able to get their offensive going, so your score at the end of 3 is the Ravenwood Raptors 20 and the Page Patriots nothing.
We had a third quarter drive by Ravenwood with 6 plays for 37 yards, and the Tony Rowland carry brings the score to 20-0, as you said. And Tony Rowland already over the 100-yard mark, and Dylan Spate, the freshman quarterback, doing just what he needs to do back there, and is the signal caller, and has done a nice job. And you can't go wrong with a little dance in there and trying to get things pumped up.
Well, the Patriot fans still having a good time out here, and as we said, before, this is a good game for Williamson County. The fact that Page has come out, decided to give a home-and-home series here with the Raptors is, I'm sure it's a 2-year deal, as which most football contests are. You return the trip, so next year Page will return the trip up to Ravenwood. And this was a good chance for Coach Daniels to see where his team actually was. Where are you playing with some bigger teams? Because next week Page has got Giles County coming in. That is the game in this district. So that's their main rival right now. After Lipscomb used to be in the district, but Lipscomb was moved into a new district made up mostly of Nashville schools in the 3 and 4A, and so now Page a little bit closer to home, and we'll be back here later on this year, and we'll see Page take on Fairview, which will be a contest on October 16th on the WCTV.
Well, you got to love it. I love it, Paige, with the new press box.
Yeah.
I feel it right at home up here with these guys and grateful hosts.
They've been wonderful hosts up here tonight. All right, beginning the fourth quarter now. 3rd down and 10 for the Raptors. Spade's going to roll out to the top. He's got a lot of room. He keeps to his feet and stumbles, but almost makes it to the first down marker, but it looks like he's going to be a yard, maybe 2 short. And it's going to bring up a 4th down, and maybe it looks like about 2 yards.
Well, it looks like they're going to punt it, and that's I think it's a no-brainer, 20-0. You back up, Paige. They struggle on offense a little bit, and you let your defense do the work. Now these guys are looking at the fourth quarter, and they've got 0 on the board, and they're thinking, man, we're going to have to pitch the shutout. Do a little bragging rights. They know some of these guys that hang out maybe at the same places. And
so Cap's back to receive.
Nice.
They bring the rush, and that's a nice high kick. Cap's going to catch it, call for the fair catch at the 30-yard line. So Cap's this time able to hang on to it.
Yeah, I got a question, Will. You being a former referee, I'm so confused about the halo rule. I mean, they're right underneath the guy catching it, and for some reason it's never called anymore.
There is no halo rule in high school.
So they can get right up underneath.
As long as you don't touch him before he catches the ball, you can get right up in his grill.
Now, even in the pros, I saw, the Titans game, I saw it a couple times. They were really, it's just like, you got to really take a chance if you're going to be a returner.
As long as you don't interfere with the catch, it's perfectly fine and legal. Freeman able to get a pass complete out to Caps this time, but once again, Caps not able to get anywhere, and we got a couple of players down as it looks like a collision out here on the short side of the field caused a couple of players to go down. We got Ravenwood player hobbling off, number 24.
Looks like Ty Vogel for Ravenwood.
Yeah.
I haven't quite see who I tell you what, my eyesight's not what it used to be. 66?
I think he has 66. Jack Robertson is what it looks like. One of those big offensive linemen, 6'3", 232, senior for Page, and seems to be in a lot of pain down there.
Well, he is alert, which is a good sign, and he's sitting up, which is even better. And he's walking off the field, which is
walking off good. That's a great sign, and he may got the wind knocked out of him, or sometimes get a collision where you get a shoulder pad to the hip, little stinger. So now everybody is off the field, and
now how come nobody ever wears hip pads anymore? What's the story there?
I guess it's not a part of the equipment, the mandatory equipment anymore.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Just like in college, you rarely see knee pads anymore.
Yeah.
Here's a pass, little
they get that
switch
kick out
screen,
block.
and this time a good block. And this play is going to go down to the 40-yard line. It looks like it might be enough for a Patriot first down. We haven't said that in a while, Coach. And
well, you're exactly right.
Well, let's see.
After the third quarter.
Let's see if they're going to give it to him.
Well, the box is ahead of the chain, which is a little confusing.
We're going to measure it.
You're talking about haven't said first down Page in a while. It's at 3 first downs for Page throughout the game. This probably would be number 4.
Well, in those 3, if my memory's any good, they had 2 in their first series and 1 in their second. So it has been it's been since the first quarter since we've been able to say that.
Talking about a dry spell.
Yeah, it's definitely a dry spell.
Speaking of, it was raining a little bit when I started to drive out here, and I thought, uh-oh.
Well, Coach, I spoke too soon. Looks like he's 2 chain links short.
Well, that's why it's just 3rd down.
So 3rd and 1, we're going to have to wait a little while to see if we can make that statement. I hope I didn't jinx them. For these kids' sake, I hope they still get it.
When we come back to Page, they may put us on top of the press box. So
I got to watch it.
You got to stop that. I like being inside.
Oh, I do too. It's nice and well lit. Here's the pass. Caps catches it. He caught it behind the line to gain. And they're going to mark him down with a loss of 4 back to the 36. And so 3rd and 1, now 4th and 4.
Somebody missed their block because Ron Bednard did a nice job.
And you can see Caps, he wasn't too happy. And now, Coach Daniels, he pretty much has no choice now, down 20-0. He's going to go for it here. And the blitz is coming. And a quick pass is, timing's just off on the fumble, on the snap on the ground. And so now the defense is going to have to come back out as we have another turnover on downs. So the Raptors will take over 1st and 10, about the 35-yard line. So waiting to get the chain set, so the Raptors are going to bring them out.
Well, again, we talk about the shotgun. When it's 3rd and short like that and you're already 7 yards deep, 5 yards deep, you got to go 7 or 8 to get the first down instead of, 2 or 3. So,
and like you said, the blitz seems to continue to come from the outside. Here's the handoff to Johnson this time. Johnson's going to fight and struggle for some extra yardage. And it looks like Johnson's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. He's brought down by Leonard Custer. So gain of 3 brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Raptors here. Spade gives it again to Johnson. This time he's met at the line. He keeps fighting and reaches it out. Dangerous play there to reach that ball out in the middle of that pile, but the reach out gives him a gain of about 2 or 3, and so now we're going to have 3rd down from the 30-yard line. Ravenwood right now just wanting to keep that clock running, Coach.
Exactly.
Try to get out of here. Johnson again comes up the middle. He falls forward. I don't think he's got it, but I think it's going to be 4th and 1. So I think you'll see the Raptors go for it here from 4th and 1 at the 26. And it's 4th and right at 1. So they got to get across the 25, or just up to the 25, I believe, to get the first down. So Coach Schumann going to go for it here, keep that clock running, and try to move the chains.
Well, I'm going Dylan Spate, left or right?
Spade hands it off to Johnson again. He first went right, then he changed his mind, came back left. He does cross the 25-yard line, so he will get the first down. As Johnson saw there was nothing on the right side, he was able to kick it back. And so now to keep that clock running, the Raptors have a first down at the page 26, or 24, excuse me. Spade gives off to Johnson again. Looks like getting a steady diet of Johnson right now. He fights to keep himself on his feet, tried to get away from the tackle, but unsuccessful. As he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, so bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, we see the results here. We had some interesting other region action as Independence and Montgomery Bell Academy were playing down at Independence. That was going to be a good game, and I believe Centennial and Smyrna. And then Brentwood was playing at Murfreesboro, Oakland tonight. So it's going to be interesting to check in the Saturday morning newspaper about the results of those games.
Yep. Well, now, once again, you got Johnson taking it. A gain of about 4 is going to leave up a 3rd and 6 to go here. And you mentioned a couple of games. Once again, the Rutherford County versus Williamson County, as we had a couple weeks ago, had Independence in Oakland, which ended up being a pretty good game. As we saw Oakland's running attack able to move the ball in the second half. And like to see more of those rivalries from across the county lines. Johnson once again on the carry. Steady diet of Johnson right now. He falls forward. It's going to be short of the first down. It looks like by about 3 yards.
Well, now Alec Johnson may be the man next year with Tony Rowland graduating. Let's get a little preview of maybe the Ravenwood offense next year with Spade and Johnson in the backfield.
Right now they're both just moving yardage down. They're taking up time, taking up plays here as we're almost down to 5 minutes to go. This first down would be big, could run off some more clock. Johnson met. It looked like he had a huge hole, but he was met at the 15 and is going to be stopped a yard short.
Yeah, Hunter Custard, 44 right there, you're walking out of your screen. Johnson thought he had a big hole and a nice play. But I tell you what, for a team that has had trouble moving the ball wheel, going 85 yards to try to get a score, it's going to be a difficult situation. But
yeah, Custer did a great job that time of shedding his block because he looked like he was standing up, and he shed the block to be able to make the play. Now Freeman again brings him to the line. He's going to look downfield, throw the short pass, and still on his feet, still going. Down across the 35, so now I think I can say it, Coach, first down. Page.
Well, if you look out there on the Ravenwood side on defense, they got a lot of new names out there. So
we're going to have to get out the rosters.
Yeah, get your rosters out. And Jordan Sheffield.
Sheffield. And a fumbled snap.
Just when you do something good, shoot you in the foot.
Yeah, that fumbled snap from the shotgun position is going to lose 2 yards and bring up 2nd and 12. As you see the Page offense kind of in hurry-up mode here, running the 2-minute drill. So here you go, throw to the sides. Cap's got it this time. 47 does a good job of shedding his blocks. Cap's still on his feet, staying out. Got a flag coming in from the back judge. And that could be a block. It could be face mask. It was thrown at the vicinity of the runner. Personal foul, face mask against Ravenwood. So Page is going to get a first down by penalty here as they'll tack 15 yards onto the end of the run. So this will go from the 38-yard line. And we'll take it across midfield. So Page now in Raptor territory. It's been a while since they've been here, Coach, as they're at the 47-yard line. So Freeman bringing them back up to the line now. He fakes, pumps, throws. Got a man open and just not able to come up with it was Cole Meenick.
Yeah.
Cole Meenick not able to make the catch.
He's telling Freeman, it was tipped by the defensive back. I really could have caught that, but so he's saying, don't forget about me.
Well, now once again they go back to 24. That's Jordan Sheffield, and he has to fight this time to get his yardage as he's able to get about 3 yards, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. The clock's running, getting down now, 4 minutes to go in the ballgame. So now Freeman going back. He's got pressure this time. He runs away from it, throws to the middle of the field. Man wide open and just can't bring it in.
81, Mitchell Nelms was couldn't be more wide open. And you got finally Freeman does a nice job rolling out of the pocket, avoiding.
And now 4th down and 7. Page is going to call a timeout to discuss this, as this is the last gasp here probably for Page, as they got to convert this. But yeah, that was the best chance that Page had to keep this ball moving right there. It looked like he was thrown just a little bit behind him, and he just couldn't bring it in. Well, there's a good shot of the Ravenwood band here to entertain the crowd. Entertain us with a little crazy train.
You can't beat a little Ozzy Osbourne on a Friday night.
As we reset the game here, it's 4th and 7. Page looking to try to get a score here as we got 3:42 left to go in the ball game. Is Ravenwood up 20-0.
Well, this is a good situation. Page really just, again, we talk about not really, this game was more of a kind of a bragging rights kind of deal, but the game next Friday is the one that they got to have against Giles County. And if you were Jack Daniel, you want to try to hide this tape from Giles County as much as possible.
And there's a fumbled snap. Freeman able to pick it up. He throws it. It is picked off. As they force the throw in. And it's picked off by Brant Jones. And so that interception gives Raptors the ball now at the 38-yard line, their own 38. And now with 3:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter, the Raptors, I'm sure, just going to keep this ball on the ground, Coach, just try to run this game out.
Sure. Yeah, there's no reason for Dylan Spate to.
And now it looks like Coach Daniels just trying to get some other guys some experiences. There's a little confusion about who's supposed to be in, who's supposed to be out. So timeout is called as Coach Herzog will now get his defense together and talk over their strategy and what they need to do.
I'll tell you another game I'm interested to see is Franklin's down in Chattanooga playing Ottawa. And that is their big powerhouse. So.
Well, and also during this timeout, we'll let you know that this game, Ravenwood at Page High School, is available for a DVD of tonight's game. You can call 615-472-4032. It's $20 per copy. And check out our website at www.wc-tv.net. And now, Coach, we have games available for download. The previous two games are available now on the internet, and that would be Independence in Oakland and Franklin Centennial, and you can download those for free. And tonight's game should be available sometime by the middle of next week. So you can get on your computers now, download the game for free, or if you want to get a DVD, just call our number and we'll ship one out to you. All right, on 1st and 10, Johnson again on the carry, goes over right side. He gets across the 40 down to the 42.
Oh, it's amazing how far technology's come out. I finally got a DVR, Will, and just not having to go and set the timer for the VCR and all this stuff. I tell you what, I'm feeling like I know something now. Technology is just unbelievable. But downloading games, I watched the Tennessee replay on the computer the other day.
ESPN 360.
I did. It was very high quality.
It is. Well, here we go. Alec Johnson again on the carry, going to the right side again. They're wearing out this right side of the defensive line, just falling over the tackles. Johnson this time on the carry is going to be very close to another first down. Looks like it's going to be a half a yard short. So clock continues to run. 2:30 to go here in the ball game. And a first down by Ravenwood would almost sew this up. And you've got to give a pretty good rating to Dylan Spate, wouldn't you say, Coach? The freshman handles himself very well, threw a couple of interceptions. But both of those were on fourth down plays and long, where a punt would have been just as good. And Johnson goes to the right side again. This time he picks up the first down, goes down before he's tackled out of bounds to keep the clock running after the marking of the ball for play. And the Raptors can almost run the clock out now, as they now have a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, Coach Schumann is going to get victory number 1 in his coaching career at Ravenwood High School. I'm kind of keeping my eye out for him to see if there any kind of water, maybe possibly. But Coach Schumann's a big guy. I don't know if I'd mess with him or not. Do any kind of celebration like that, but I don't know who's watching his back. I see Tony Rowland standing behind him, and
Bad Pat Spade now just running for his life.
This is why Dylan Spade's going to be special, I think.
And he's continuing to run. He's holding that ball out there. You know, this might be something to coach where you get in the video room. You're going to look at this tape and going to tell the kid, you know what? It's 20-0. The clock's getting ready to run down for a minute. Just keep that ball, hug it tight, put both hands on it, and go down. So he makes a couple of swim moves there with the ball.
That's very talented.
Well, Schumann's soldiers over there on the other side have got to be really thrilled, as you said, going to be thrilled with this coach's first victory. And Page, you know, they learned a lot of things about themselves tonight, I believe, and they'll bounce back when they face competition. Just when you face a school that is so much larger than yours, the pool of players is so much different that. You know, this is a valiant effort by the Page Patriots, and they'll be back. And like I said, we'll see them again later on this year. But the clock's going to run out now, and you can see the excitement over there on the Ravenwood sideline as they're going to pick up their first victory of the year. They come down here to Page and basically just was able to push them around. The size difference, the speed difference was too much for the Patriots to handle. And so for all the guys in the truck, for Coach Brees, I'm Will Shipman. Thank you so much for joining us on the WCTV Game of the Week. Your final score, the Ravenwood Raptors 20 and the Page Patriots 0.